So today my video is about being hurt by the church, and I hope this can encourage someone who is no longer going to church because they were hurt. I hope I could just give you some perspective and help you out a little. If you don't even know what that means actually, so a lot of people, they don't like Christians, and they don't like the idea of God because they went to church and then somebody was really rude to them. Or in like some cases, something actually big, horrible happened at church. And so now they associate all of that with God's character. And so they no longer want anything to do with God because of what someone did in the church specifically, or someone that identifies themselves as Christian. I have a little bit about my own personal story, my own journey at church. So I've been to church my entire life, literally since I was born. And if you haven't seen my testimony, I went to church my whole life, but I wasn't saved until I was 16. When I was barely saved, there was this person at church that I really admired and looked up to. Then I found out some stuff about this person, and I was just so hurt and so disappointed and so sad. And I thought, this is fake. Everyone's fake. Like, this person, I had this idea of this person, and then they come out with this, like, is anybody even real? Like, what does this mean, And I was really affected by it. I could tell you many things that have happened after that. Many people that have hurt me in church. I could tell you literally this past Sunday, a person that hurt me. I could tell you so many scenarios and times that I've been hurt by people at my church, by people at other churches, by Christians in general. It's messed up, it really is. But that's not who God is. God has never hurt me. And so I have some Bible verses for you, and then some tips and encouragement for you. So Hebrews 10:24-25, it says, "And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as ye see the day approaching." So church is important. It's important to be with people that are like-minded, that have the same faith as you, because we live in this world and we're constantly bombarded with the worldview and mindset of people that don't believe in God, of people that don't have biblical values. And if you're not surrounded by people that have the same views as you, then it can be easy to go and be like, oh, well, this person thinks this way. And so it's just important to be around other believers. And then we have Hebrews 12:2. "Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God." So I really like the first part of the verse. It says, "Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith." And so that's the key here. If you've been hurt by the church, I apologize on behalf of anyone at all churches that has ever hurt you. I apologize, but you have to remember, people are sinners. People are human. Even if they go to church every single day of their lives, we're still human, we're still sinners. And if people are not reading their Bible and connected to God and, praying, of course, they're going to give you dirty looks when you do something they don't like. They're going to gossip about you because that's how people are. We're sinners. And it's a hard concept to grasp when you think, well, these people claim to love Jesus, right? But it says you will know them by their fruits. And so, unfortunately, there is a lot of people that claim to believe in God, that claim to be Christian, and they probably do, right? But they're not walking the walk because they're not opening the good book right here, okay? And they're not spending time with God, because when you spend time with God, he changes you. I could tell you even now, like, who I am right now versus 2 years ago, very different. A lot of my attitudes and tones have changed. A lot of my mindsets have changed for the better, for a more biblical worldview. But you know what? When I'm at the store and the cashier's giving me attitude, it annoys me. And I want to give attitude back. Even as someone who has read where it says do everything without grumbling, or I forgot that Bible verse, but even when one of the fruits of the Spirit is patience, gentleness, kindness, goodness. So I could tell you all of that, and I could still tell you how when my students at school are misbehaving, it annoys me so much, and I want to respond a certain way because I'm human. And so that's the key, is you have to understand that people are sinners, and people are always going to fail you. Unfortunately, people are always going to disappoint you, in the church too. But Jesus, he never will. And so when you keep your eyes on Jesus, you'll see the lady at church that's clipping her toenails. You'll see the lady at church that's rolling her eyes at everything the pastor says. And you know what? You're going to be like, oh, I'll pray for her. Because it's not an excuse for you to say, oh, I was hurt at this church, so I'm never going to church again. I'm forgetting about God, because it was a person that hurt you. It was not God. God has never failed you. And so my encouragement for you is just to, if you are not currently attending a church, try it again, okay? You will find people that are genuine Christians, and they'll still mess up, because we're human, we're sinners. And that's not an excuse. It's not to say, oh, well, everybody's a sinner, so everybody's always failing, you know? What I'm just saying is, when you focus on people, you're always going to be disappointed, unfortunately. But when you keep your eyes on Jesus, you know what? You'll be like, wow, this lady was rude to me. Hey, I've been rude sometimes too. She's probably having a bad day. And you're going to move on with your day. You're not going to be like, wow, this lady was so rude to me. I'm never going to that church again. Okay? So just keep your eyes on Jesus and ignore, take all the good and discard the bad. If someone gives you a dirty look, if someone is rude to you, you know what? I'm just going to ignore it. I'm just going to let it slide. Because even when people do that, sometimes it's not even intentional. And you never know, thank God we can't read brains, you know, because we always assume stuff about people. We always just assume the worst about people. And sometimes it's not even the case. Sometimes, you know, this lady had something in her eye and she was just going like that. And you were like, oh my gosh, she was rolling her eyes at me, you know? Keep your eyes on Jesus and forgive people. Even if you're keeping your eyes on Jesus, you're still going to find someone that hurts you. And if you're just focused on that person that hurt you, it's going to be hard to go to church with the mindset of, oh, I'm here to learn about God. I'm here to serve people. If you're just focused on, oh, this lady gave me a dirty look. You know, I keep using that example, but I can't think of anything else. So just rambled a little, but keep your eyes on Jesus and forgive those who hurt you. I'm sorry if you've been hurt by the church. I really am. If Christians loved how Jesus loved, I think a lot more people would want to go to church. That's all I have for today. Have a good day.